In 1982, I had little children, and we found a health food store that was already here and bought it. As circumstances, I ended up cooking in there with my children so they didn't have to go to daycare, and it evolved into a restaurant. It belongs to the town and to the people that have worked here over all the years, because they've created it, whatever they were good at, or whoever came around that had talent. We would try to make a place for them, whether it be music or art or food, and it was for the customers. Everything was, pretty much just pleasing the customers, and it was such a small town that variety was the key, and most everybody that lived here's child worked here sometime or another, so very much a small town place. We've had a lot of local music always, and we've had lots of Cajun music. We've had mostly, I would say, roots Americana music.
90 years without slumbering, tick-tock, tick-tock is like seconds numbering, tick-tock, 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 tick, it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died.
Well, I grew up in the Boston area, and growing up in the Boston area, my whole neighborhood was Irish neighborhood, lots of kids, and so I sang all of those Irish sort of songs. When I moved to Texas as an adult, I found out I was a Yankee, and that's when I was real curious about what was the experience of my Irish ancestors during the Civil War, and I know so many of them landed in the South as well. And all of those things have intrigued me tremendously, and so I've gone out and read some books and found stories that I found inspiring, and I've written songs about them. I'll play songs of a Confederate history tale, for example, and set it to an old Irish melody and play it in an American folk style. So I do kind of mix up the music quite a bit, and I do that on purpose.
There's a meaning to life where the south wind blows, where the rivers wind down to the sea. There a man can be all that he's meant to be, in command of his own destiny.
I met Jim at a Civil War event here over in Jackson, and we hit it off musically and sat around and gabbed for hours at a time and just had a good time. So we started playing some together at the campsite, and he invited me to come down here and play some music with him and his son. I'm looking forward to it.
Jed is an incredible player, plays all sorts of stringed instruments, and we were out at an event earlier today, and he was showing James some things on the banjo, and it was just like, wow, it just clicked, so that's how you do it. And so he was wanting to mimic it immediately.
Jed Marham is just a great musical player because he's real original. He shows me on the banjo pretty much every time I see him. He shows me something on the banjo, but he's really a neat guy.
We're sitting there and I can see him watching me play or watching other players play. He's a youngster and just learning, but I can see the wheels turning. He's watching to see what other guys are doing, and that's just that natural curiosity that you can't teach.
I've seen folks die and go to heaven. That's the way it was in 1863.
We love historical perspective music that is played in a vintage style and accurately portrayed, so that it's a nice listening experience.
My website is jedmarum.com, jedmarum.com, and it can tell you all about where to get them. And I've got links that'll take you right to like YouTube videos. There's also direct links to each of my albums. I've got about 13 albums that are still out and available, all through CD Baby and Amazon and iTunes and all that sort of thing. So I'm real easy to find, and in fact I sell most of my music through the online services.
Magnolia Cafe is great. It's set right here a mile or two off the mighty Mississippi River. This place has been here for, I think, over 30 years. They got some great little overnight cabins that you can stay here. The food is fresh and it's delicious, and they always have great music. And so, man, you got to support a venue like that. It's real, it's authentic.
It's themagnoliacafe.net, and the phone number is 225-635-6528. If you're ever in this area, it's worth a trip. Come by and see us.